It's Monday. I need to upload some kind of update on my garden, but I've got a lot to do today, so we're just gonna do a real quick tour of what's been going on. First off is my raised bed that has all my romans in it, and you can see that we've got lots of tomatoes growing on in here. Pulled off some yesterday that had some blossom and rot. Some weren't terrible, and some were getting pretty bad. I pulled off probably about 2 handfuls, so I just don't want the plants to put their energy into something that's not going to be entirely usable or at all. So I'd rather just those all get nice and healthy. And I did notice that the ones that I pulled off were pretty much the bottom fruits, so I'm going to assume that they were the first fruits. I should try and stake this guy and make him stand up a little bit. I made a comment at work the other day that some of my green romas were bigger than the ones on the shelf, like this guy. That's the bean bush. Like this guy right here. It's bigger than the ones that were selling at work. But yeah, so these are all loaded and still flowering. The ones over there under the sprinkler are loaded as well. My dill, after being eaten down by something, is starting to come back. Something brushed against it and damaged that. But it's starting to come back, so that's good. I planted a little Roma in here as well, because it could. Oh, or not. We got another flower. That's interesting. I didn't think they were going to continue flowering. I'm going to come through and pull all these barony leaves off. I don't really know what's going on here. And it needs to be watered. Then I put in some sweet potatoes. I was going to stake them, but I think what I might do is put some surrounding tubs of soil so that they can produce tubers into those tubs as well, because I started with 10 slips and I made the mistake of trying to continue the second day and the rest of them rotted. So I only have those 4, and in here I planted oh, it is coming up right there. Okay. I planted a organic gold potato from the grocery store, so I don't know the variety. But within a couple days, it chitted, so I went ahead and planted it. I'm assuming it's a determinate, because when I look up like Yukon Gold, it's determinate, so I'm going to grow it like it's determinate. We'll see. Here's another Roma. This one took a little while to start, probably because of the amount of shade that it gets over here. But it's right there by a sprinkler, so it seems to be all right. And then I planted 2 more. I might have planted 3, but I don't think the 3rd one germinated. 2 more cucumbers. I snapped the one that was over here in half on accident. Also Sutton fruit. And some good ones down here. Again, I pulled some of the blossom and rot ones off of these. This tomato is going to sprawl. That's fine. He's doing well. I don't think this one gets as much sun as it would like. This is my Japanese eggplant. And my single seed is 10 times its size now, and it was tiny compared to And then over here I've got cucumbers, but they're doing this curl thing. Even this new one over here is curling. They're a pretty good size. I'm appreciative of that. It doesn't really seem to want to grow anymore, so it might be done on its growth pattern. I'm not sure if this is. I'm not really sure what's causing this, but it started on the lower leaves and it's making its way up, but I don't know. And this one at least is grinding out. Look at all those blossoms on top. But oh, it looks like the praying mantis shed its skin. How cool. How cool is that? I didn't know they did that. Another romance doesn't seem loving this position. The sunflowers came up and then flopped over like this. Not enough light. They tried so hard. This one's doing all right where it's at. Here. I only planted mammoth over here, so whatever we've got is what we've got. That one, it looks like something ate it. I do have a pest issue. We're gonna do a tour from over here. Over here we've got the zucchini that I planted as seed. They have 3 of them have started flowering, all male flowers, but that's okay. It's the process. They look pretty warm, but they'll start getting some shade here soon. Over here to where it was more filtered sun because it kept trying to go to seed over there. And I've still had to pull little seed heads off of it all the time. I've already harvested some and dried it. I have some in the fridge for fresh use. I'll take it back a little bit again to see if it helps. But last year I bought one at the first weekend of July. And I had it on a table right around this corner. It only got like a couple hours of sun every day. And it loved it there. It didn't even try to seed until the end of September. And by then, we were getting pretty close to our last frost date anyway. So I was already starting to preserve whatever I could. But I don't know. We don't have the table over there anymore. I have it over here as kind of a garden table. And I can't find a happy spot for it. It's over here. This guy has produced so much. As you can see, it's still fully loaded with tomatoes, and I've already picked all the red ones off. Or even if it was red with a slightly green tip shoulders, I picked it off. We still have tomatoes forming up here and flowers to become tomatoes. It's just crazy. The heat, I think, got to it and the top shriveled off, so I topped it and then it produced a sucker and continued to grow. Here as well, I topped it here. It produced 2 suckers and they're going to continue to grow. I might at some point cut it back once all these tomatoes are done. We'll see how it plays out. I might cut it back and let the suckers down here grow because it is getting to a height that's a little hard to. I'm out of room on my stakes, and then this wire doesn't really want to do anything. This is my German Queen, my heirloom large slicing tomato. We have a little baby here. We have 2 decent sized ones here. This one, I can't tell if it's gonna be blossom. It doesn't look like it's rotten. That it might become blossom end rot. Right there, it might. This one's good. I'm just kind of watching them. I already pulled one off with blossom end rot. I pulled it off while it was small because I just didn't even want to waste the energy to grow a tomato I can't eat. This is my yellow sun sugar, and I pulled some orange ones off. These were the more yellow ones, and we don't like them yellow. We like them orange. Something's going on with it, though. I don't know if this is a watering thing or if it's got some kind of disease. It had been pretty hot here, and I don't have a system to automatically water this, so it could possibly just be that I didn't get enough water, but I'm not sure. This is the production winner so far. This guy over here has given me so much zucchini. I harvested 2 zucchinis this week that were over a pound. It doesn't look like the ones on there are pollinated. They haven't grown at all. I had a male flower open yesterday, but it didn't have any females. My onions. My onions over here are finally starting to bulb up. Just a little bit, but I learned that if you cut the leaves back, it kind of forces them to bulb. So everywhere that it's starting to fold over, I just come in and I cut it a little bit around that height, because then I have scallions that I can eat and cook with. So that'll force it to store some energy and create some bulbs. Harvesting one-handed is not the easiest thing in the world. So I'll take these inside, I'll clean these up, and I might dice them and freeze them this time. Try and get some longer use out of them. These are the newest of the tomatoes. I reseeded a little while ago to try and kind of stagger my tomato ages. And so these ones are younger than those ones, and that one's the youngest. But even this one here has its fruit putting on as well. Saw one in here. These down here, when they get right in the crook like this, they grow misshapen. One of these had some blossom end rot. I saw it from the other side. This one right here. This one has blossom end rot. See? I don't like wasting the energy to grow those. This guy could have used some staking as well, but I didn't. That one has it too. But these, again, are at the bottom, and they're the youngest flowers. Plus, their aromas, which are paste tomatoes, which are more prone to them, to blossom and rot. So, over here, this is the eggplant, the Black Beauty eggplant that I started Easter weekend to have an eggplant in case that one failed. And this one is clearly not failing. We've got formation of lots of flowers. 2 flowers currently open. We have this little one, and that one's gonna open in a couple days, and then this one opened a few days ago. I hand pollinated the 2 that are open, so hopefully I'll get some eggplant starting soon. And then, surprise, my mammoth jalapeno flowered today, and so I pollinated these as well. And you can do it just by flicking, or I prefer an electric toothbrush. I think it just does a better job. And then I pulled out some of the baby carrots for my son. It is consistently over 100 degrees, so I don't think I'm gonna get much more out of these, but by pulling those out, it thins it out a little bit, and maybe some more will bulb up a little bit. But like I said, the best I'm gonna get is baby carrots, and that's about what I got. This is my largest of my bell peppers with its resident. I like this resident. It's putting on some flowers in here as well, not open yet. And then these 2 romas, I had to trim them a little bit because I think I damaged them. I think that's what happened, but I'm not 100% certain. This one looked really, really bad last week. It looks much better now. So I will keep an eye on it and see if it was blight, or if it was like sunburn, because I put a pesticide concoction on there and I don't think it worked in my favor. These 2 are too close together because you can see that they're touching each other, but I needed something for the water. Everything up in this wall has been eaten, so I just kind of gave up on that wall. 3 more. Another young tomato. This one doesn't seem to want to grow where it's at. The soil's moist, so it's not bad. It just doesn't like it here. I'm surprised. I really didn't expect to still have lettuce in June, but this one in particular has really been harvested. You can see. I can come out here and do another round of harvesting. It's finally warm enough for my bell peppers to be growing. I've got a butternut squash in here, and then I threw in a cantaloupe in here. In the back corner here is a clone of big cherry tomato, and then I bought a yellow pear tomato over there on the recommendation of a friend. And I've got some purple burgundy bush beans and some snap peas. But the snap peas are still growing, so as long as we grow, we'll see what happens. May not get anything out of them until the fall, if at all. These are my pumpkins, and oh, look at this lovely surprise down here. We're making flowers. Interesting. This one didn't thrive. Off it goes. This one doesn't really, I think it gets a little bit more shaded than this does. But the real winner over here is my 2 sunflowers that managed to make it. And this one is producing its first flower head. I'm excited about that. That one's going to grow just a little bit more. This one grows 2 feet, this one grows 4 feet. And yeah, it's really windy. Trying to get this tomato to hang on in here, but I think I'm going to have to come out and stake them, even though it'll disrupt the roots. But there was some mixed information on whether they needed staking or not. And I never put the steaks in, and now I'm thinking I should have. I'm gonna do that now, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for joining me.